All right, took the mower out of the box like everyone does and brought it back to the backyard. It was easier to get out of the box by cutting all four sides and dropping the sides down and then rolling it in the house from the front porch and then rolling it to the back down the steps, which it did very easily. And then next was to fill it full of oil. So you take the oil cap or the oil check stick out, clean it off, check it, see if there's a little bit of oil in it. There was, so I filled it up. It didn't take this whole bottle, but now it's up to the full mark. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the mower for the first time for 40 minutes. And I'm going to let it run, and then that oil is going to get dirty, and then I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to dump that oil out, and I'm going to consider that the break-in oil. And then I'm going to go to the store and buy some new 30 weight or 10W30 synthetic oil, or maybe not synthetic oil. I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet. But then it'll be able to run then, and I'll change the oil after that about every year. The first thing I'm going to do before I start it up, I got to go get some ethanol-free gas, which I'm going to try to do from here on out for at least for this mower. So I bought this Briggs & Stratton 75 micron fuel filter, and so I'm going to install the fuel filter in there, and that will weed out a lot of the trash that'll go and clog up the carburetor over the next couple of years until I have to replace this if it gets dirty. But yep, I'm going to install that right there, and then the mower should be ready to be run. 0.75 micron fuel filter is installed. Easy to do, pretty easy to do. Just cut it, put it in there, you're ready to go. Now the fuel will be filtered to an extent and not allow junk to get to the carburetor. So here the mower sits while it's running and idling. I'm going to let it idle for the 35-40 minutes and then shut it off, let it cool down a little bit, drain the oil out, maybe do a comparison between the new oil and the old oil and what it looks like. And then we'll switch to either 30 weight, probably non-synthetic oil. And the reason for that is to allow the piston ring to break in correctly in the first year, then maybe second, third, fourth year, obviously run the synthetic oil. Spared you from having to watch my oil change video, but after I ran it for the 45 minutes plus about another 30 minutes to get the break-in oil out of it, basically you just take your dipstick out and you're going to get a jar or an oil catch tray, and you're going to lean this on its side. And you're going to grab it and you're going to fully lean it over where it's completely on its side, and you're going to have that jar right there like I'm going to show you, and it's going to catch all the old oil, used oil, and then you can put your new oil in. And I'm going to show you that. It's pretty overwhelming or amazing how dirty the oil got in about that hour that I ran it, and the new clean oil. As I promised, the light is fading. This is the used oil, and almost looks kind of like water. It definitely doesn't look like 30 weight oil, but that's the oil that was in it. It's almost the same color as the mower, and that is almost black. This is just a little bit more gray. You can't even see through it. That's phenomenal how dirty that got in that hour. All right, just to compare, here's the new oil, the unused oil, and it's almost like a beer color, a honey, very, very see-through. And that's a big difference between the used motor oil and the brand new motor oil. It's a little thicker than what came out of the mower. Here, let's compare the two. Hopefully the camera's focusing on that. That's a big, big difference. All right, with that mentioned, oil is getting expensive, but routinely, you know, if it's my car or my Ducati motorcycle or a brand new motocross bike, I would change the oil after about 30 minutes, and then I would run it a few more hours, and I would actually change it again. But I'm not in any big, massive hurry to do that, and I'm not going back to the store or just spending more money on the oil. But and then run it from there for a year on that oil, and then change it every year after that. It's very, very important to change your oil. I've now mowed my back lawn, and my whole front yard. Here's the part that I really am looking forward to. I'm out of breath. I'm really looking forward to this mower and what it does. Watch when, and I like. It's the stow and go, but it's not necessarily going in the garage just yet. Let me see here. First time I'm doing this, bear with me. It'll be to wash the underneath of the mower. I think it's very, very important. Almost every time you wash, you run the mower, you get your hose out and you wash underneath and you get all this extra stuff out and wash this out and keep it clean, and then it'll be less likely to rust. Okay, on my past mower, I had to turn it on its side, and then the engine filled up with gasoline and it took 30 minutes to start it. And then also it just, you had to lean it up against the house, all kind of cattywampus, and wash under there, and then you couldn't get the other side, so you had to turn it around and turn it on the other side, and then you had to wash under there. But this one, clear, wide shot of the bottom. You get everything, you get under the wheels. And that's great. That is really good practice, and I'll have to open up the back and wash that from the backside down. All right, once you got it clean, I like to start the mower and let it run for a couple of minutes, and then I even go as far as shaking my shop vac out, my shop vac vacuum cleaner, turn it backwards and blowing all the moisture off. I don't set anything in the garage for a week, a month, 6 months while it's, where it's wet. Putting it away wet is not a good idea. So dry it off, let it breathe. All right, still wet. I'm going to start it up and see how long it takes to start up. But let me just finish this up by saying that, yeah, there's lots of videos on this mower out. It's been out a while. This is a 2024. I'm just making content. I'm not recreating the wheel. But maybe I do have some things that I've discovered in just the first day of use that might be interesting or informative to you. And I'm going to share those in the next video because I do have a lot to talk about the mower. But then again, yet again, this is the Recycler Max from Toro, 163cc motor. And I'm really, really liking it. So definitely tune into the next video, and I want to tell you about other things that I found out about this and I've not seen in other videos. There's about 3 or 4 things I want to talk to you about, and the overall performance and what I think, how you should use this and how you shouldn't use it, and your expectations for this mower, because there are some expectations and it may not meet those expectations. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, great evening, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.